Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through the noise to bring you the most potent insights from the wisdom you need.
It's great to be here.
Today, we're diving into a challenge that honestly feels more pressing than ever. It's this constant struggle, right? How do we find genuine balance, that real focus, and true sustainable success?
Especially now. The world's constantly buzzing, infinite choices, overwhelming demands. It's a lot.
Exactly. And with AI reshaping our daily lives, it's incredibly easy to feel a bit unmoored, lost, almost.
It's a profound observation. And what's really compelling, I think, is that the answers might not be in the latest tech hack or, the newest self-help trend.
Right. So where do we look?
Well, our deep dive today suggests looking back, looking to ancient wisdom. Wisdom that hasn't just stood the test of time, but actively shaped it.
Okay. Intriguing. What are we exploring?
We're looking at a powerful collection of insights, sort of encapsulated in prophetic habits, a timeless guide to success. It meticulously unpacks the daily routines of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Ah, okay. So historical practices.
Yes, but presented not just as history, more like an incredibly detailed blueprint for holistic achievement. And the striking thing is how relevant it feels for you right here, right now.
That's a powerful lens.
Yeah.
So our mission today isn't just like an academic history lesson.
Not at all. We're here to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge, the real insights, understanding why these habits worked so well centuries ago.
And how they're still deeply applicable for you today.
Precisely. Think of this as your shortcut, a way to get genuinely well-informed, deeply inspired, and maybe even a bit surprised by the power of simplicity, of intentionality in this complex world.
I like that. A shortcut through the noise.
Exactly. We're setting the stage to see how one individual managed this incredible balancing act. Profound spiritual devotion, dedicated family life, transformative community leadership, personal well-being, and impeccable time discipline.
Wow. That sounds almost impossible. How?
No, that's the thing. It wasn't through some unattainable feat. It was through the consistent, almost quiet power of deeply ingrained habits.
Habits. Oh,
It's really a testament to the idea that true influence, lasting impact, it stems not from sporadic brilliance, but from those deliberate routines.
okay. And before we really jump in, I want you, the listener, to maybe just take a second. Consider something fundamental for your own life.
Yeah, what does success actually mean to you?
Right. Is it just career milestones, climbing the ladder, getting more stuff?
Or is it something broader, richer, inner peace, purpose, real connection?
Because as we go through this deep dive, you might find that these foundational, deeply personal habits, they're the very bedrock. They underpin that bigger, more meaningful definition of success you might be looking for.
Absolutely. It's foundational.
So let's kick things off with that big idea, the enduring power of habit, how it forms, well, a crucial foundation for leadership.
It's a great starting point.
We often look at great leaders and see those flashes of genius, right? Those big moments of inspiration or bold decisions.
You do. We tend to romanticize those moments.
But our source material makes this powerful, almost counterintuitive point. Leadership, whether you're leading a nation, a team, or just your own life, effectively, it isn't built on those sporadic bursts.
No, it's built unequivocally on consistent, often quite mundane routines,
Yeah.
habits.
That's a crucial distinction. It really gets to the heart of long-term achievement.
It does. And what's particularly insightful here is the difference between that fleeting motivation and the unwavering steadfastness that habits give you.
Okay, explain that a bit more. Motivation versus habit.
Well, motivation, you see, it's like a spark. It can ignite something, right? Gives
Yeah.
you that initial burst of energy, excitement.
I get that feeling.
But a habit is the steady, reliable fuel. It keeps the fire burning day in, day out, even when that initial spark of motivation has, faded a bit.
Okay. The fuel, not just the spark.
Exactly. And our source brings this home with that incredibly powerful quote, often attributed to Aristotle. Excellence is not an act, but a habit.
That's profound.
And when you look at the prophetic life, it's truly the ultimate living testament to this. His whole existence was this meticulous embodiment of consistent, intentional practice. Every major achievement, every moral standard, you can trace it back to a consistent habit.
It really reframes how we think about achievement, doesn't it?
Completely.
It shifts the focus away from the single dramatic breakthrough.
And towards the cumulative power. Countless small, consistent actions compounding over time, exponentially.
And this isn't just some ancient philosophy. It feels incredibly relevant now, especially, like you said, in this AI era.
Profoundly significant. We live in a time where distractions aren't just there, they're weaponized to grab our attention. Information overload is just the norm now.
It's relentless.
And in this constantly shifting landscape, habits aren't just nice to have. They're absolutely essential tools. They bring back stability, clarity, focus. They're like an anchor in this digital storm.
An anchor. I like that analogy.
Hmm.
So how do they act as a shield against, say, digital overwhelm or decision fatigue?
Well, think about the sheer mental energy we burn every day making tiny choices. What to eat, what to do next, how to answer that notification. It's endless.
Ugh, yeah. Decision fatigue is real.
Totally. So every time you successfully build a habit, you effectively automate a decision. You cut down the number of conscious choices you have to make.
Freeing up mental space.
Exactly. Precious mental energy, cognitive bandwidth. If you know when you'll pause for reflection or connect with family or tackle that big task,
Yeah.
you're not constantly wrestling with those micro decisions.
Right. You've already decided.
And that energy, it can then be redirected towards creativity, strategy, deep human connection.
Yeah.
The things that really matter.
So here's a compelling thought then. Could cultivating these intentional, very human habits be our best defense against losing ourselves in this increasingly complex automated world?
I really think so. As AI takes over more routine tasks, information processing, what becomes exponentially more valuable?
The human stuff.
Precisely. Discipline, intention, character, emotional intelligence, these unique human qualities. And our habits, they're what root us in our values. They define our character authentically.
They give us a sense of control, maybe, purpose, in a world that often feels out of control.
Exactly. They're the quiet architects of our human identity, in a way.
This leads to a really important question for you, the listener. Reflect on this for yourself.
How are your daily default settings, those things you do almost automatically, how are they actually shaping your outcomes?
Are they aligned with your aspirations, your vision for yourself? Or are they maybe subtly pulling you off course?
Take a moment. Think about what you do consistently, almost without thinking. Because those are the habits dictating your path, whether you realize it or not.
Okay, so moving from that foundation of habit, let's dive deeper into what truly anchored the prophet's life, his spiritual practices.
Yes, this is central.
The core idea here is so profound. His leadership, his resilience, that immense inner strength.
Yeah.
It flowed directly from his spiritual grounding.
Absolutely. Cultivated through consistent, unwavering acts of worship. It wasn't just an add-on or a side activity. It was the core routine structuring his entire existence.
The absolute core. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the daily salah, the 5 prayers.
Right, a fundamental discipline. Our source details them meticulously. And they aren't just rote movements. They're precise physical postures, standing, bowing, prostrating.
Each with specific recitations.
Yes, demanding full mental and spiritual presence. What's really insightful is how these prescribed pauses act as incredibly effective mental and spiritual resets.
Resets, how so?
Imagine having 5 dedicated moments built into your schedule every single day to deliberately step back, reflect, express gratitude, reconnect with your core purpose, your creator.
Like mandatory mindfulness breaks.
Essentially, yes, each prayer is a mandated 5 to 10 minute timeout from worldly stuff, specifically designed to pull you back to gratitude, clear intention, a powerful, consistent practice of embodied mindfulness.
It really is like a built-in, non-negotiable mindfulness practice. Even regardless of specific beliefs, the concept itself, structured pauses.
It's universal in its potential benefit. It can profoundly prevent burnout, foster mindfulness throughout a busy day.
They punctuate the day, anchor the schedule, give it a rhythm.
A natural, predictable rhythm that transcends the immediate chaos. It provides that ebb and flow, stops the day just running away from you.
That consistent return to center must have been invaluable for someone carrying such immense weight.
Immense way, exactly. Then we go even deeper, into the habit of night prayers, tahajjud.
Okay, what's tahajjud?
Unlike the 5 daily prayers, which are obligatory, tahajjud was voluntary. Often a longer period of prayer, supplication, deep meditation, typically in the quiet pre-dawn hours.
When the world is asleep?
Precisely. Our source highlights this as an incredibly profound source of spiritual strength. It shows not just devotion, but a deep personal commitment to continuous self-improvement, spiritual growth, cultivated in solitude.
Sacrificing comfort for connection.
Yes. That act fostered immense inner resolve, unparalleled clarity.
That quiet, intentional, uninterrupted solitude and reflection. Wow, What an incredibly powerful concept for building inner fortitude, clarity.
Especially today. In our always-on, constantly connected world, deliberately carving out and protecting those moments of stillness feels almost revolutionary.
It really does. It's in those quiet hours, minimal external noise, that leaders often find their deepest insights, strengthen their resolve, gain perspective.
It implies a kind of self-discipline that goes way beyond just external performance. It's
Yeah.
about true internal cultivation, character building.
And then there's the Quran, consistent engagement.
Yes. The source doesn't just mention occasional reading, it emphasizes regular recitation, deep interaction, its consistent presence as a living guide in his life.
So it's about ongoing connection to guiding principles.
Absolutely. It highlights the universal importance of regular interaction with guiding texts, foundational philosophies, core ethical principles, whatever those are for you.
Continuous learning, recalibrating your moral compass, making sure your actions align with your values.
It's a habit of continuous wisdom seeking, keeping that guidance fresh and active in your mind.
This feels crucial for everyone. What are your daily sources of wisdom? The things you engage with consistently to inform your values, your decisions.
It could be a sacred text, philosophical writings, biographies, even a personal journal for reflection.
But that consistent engagement is undeniably key, building that internal library of wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. So if we connect this back to the bigger picture, the overall lesson from these spiritual practices is remarkably clear.
What's the main takeaway?
A leader's external effectiveness, navigating challenges, inspiring others, is deeply, inextricably intertwined with their internal peace and spiritual well-being.
The inside affects the outside.
Profoundly. These practices gave the prophet an unshakable inner equilibrium, a deep wellspring of calm and conviction needed to handle immense external responsibilities, often facing incredible adversity.
It's a powerful reminder. True strength often radiates from within.
Timeless wisdom right there.
Okay, so from that inner world of spiritual anchors, let's gently shift focus to the intimate sphere, the home.
Ah, yes, very important.
The core idea here is that the prophet, peace be upon him, exemplified this truly holistic, maybe even revolutionary view of success. He meticulously balanced his massive public leadership
Leading a nascent nation.
with dedicated, humble service within his own household. This really challenges so many of our modern ideas about what a leader should be doing.
It really does. It pushes back against that image of the leader who's somehow above the mundane. What's particularly fascinating are the specific examples in the source material. His household habits.
Like what?
He would actively help with chores, mending his own clothes, even milking goats.
Milking goats. Seriously. The leader.
Seriously. These aren't actions we typically associate with a head of state or the revered leader of a rapidly growing community. Yet they're incredibly profound.
Imagine that. The leader, revered by thousands, comes home and mends his own sandal, milks the family goat, sweeps the floor.
The sources recount numerous instances. Fetching water, helping in the kitchen, active participation.
That image alone is just so striking. Imagine the surprise, maybe, of seeing such a prominent figure doing everyday tasks.
It instantly reveals profound humility, a powerful, almost radical rejection of the idea that leadership exempts you from personal responsibility, from domestic duties.
It sends a message. No task is beneath you, especially if it helps your household.
Exactly. It grounded him in daily realities, fostered deep respect from his family.
This brings us to a crucial modern insight, one that really hits home today. True success isn't one-dimensional.
No, it's intrinsically holistic. It demands this harmonious blending of professional achievements and a nourishing personal family life.
So it challenges that common modern idea of work-life balance, that constant struggle.
It suggests something more integrated, where home life isn't a distraction or a drain, but actually an indispensable source of strength, emotional stability, fulfillment.
A place to recharge, practice humility, cultivate compassion.
Precisely. It sounds less like a stressful balancing act and more like a blending, where each part nourishes the other.
And this raises a compelling question. How does that active, humble participation in domestic life actually contribute to emotional stability,
Yeah.
to grounded leadership?
Well, when you're genuinely rooted in the everyday realities of home, doing simple, practical acts of care, you stay connected to basic needs, struggles, joys of ordinary life.
It prevents detachment,
Yes, and it cultivates empathy, patience, a sense of practical service, all invaluable in any leadership role. It ensures you don't lose touch with the human element of those you lead,
That makes sense. It fosters trust and respect within your closest circle first.
which then naturally extends outwards. If you lead your family with humility, service, care, those same qualities organically flow into your public leadership. Makes it more authentic, more impactful.
So a question for you, the listener. How does your definition of success really extend into your own home, your relationships, your responsibilities there?
And what small, consistent acts of service could you maybe introduce or strengthen to fortify those foundations? Not just for your family, but for your own inner peace and leadership capacity.
Okay. From the intimate sphere to the communal one, let's explore how the prophet meticulously cultivated strong, cohesive communities, resilient ones.
Yes, community building was central.
And the core idea seems to be that building a vibrant community isn't about grand, infrequent gestures.
No, it's about consistent, humble, participatory habits of interaction. Habits that foster connection, belonging.
Like what kind of habits?
Well, our source highlights his consistent habit of meeting companions regularly, often in Masjid Nabawi, the Prophet's mosque.
Like was it just for prayer?
Not at all. It was intentionally designed as the community hub, a place for social interaction, learning, consultation, support, everything.
So these regular meetings fostered accessibility, open communication.
Absolutely, and a powerful sense of community belonging. It made him incredibly approachable to everyone. Prominent figures, tribal leaders, the simplest individuals. Everyone felt they had a place, a voice, direct access.
And it wasn't just about being physically there, right?
Yeah.
It was how he engaged.
Exactly. The source emphasizes his practice of listening patiently, attentively, giving his full presence, even to the simplest questions or seemingly minor concerns.
No question too small, no person too insignificant.
That's the key, to receive his full, undivided attention. In a world where attention is such a scarce commodity, this habit of truly listening, it's incredibly powerful. He wasn't just waiting to talk, he was listening to understand.
And that kind of active, empathetic listening, what does that build?
Immense trust. It validates people profoundly, communicates respect at a fundamental level.
It creates a culture where people feel valued, heard.
Which is the absolute bedrock of any strong community, high-performing team, flourishing organization. It diffuses tension, resolves misunderstandings, fosters mutual respect, psychological safety. Everyone feels safe to contribute.
This then leads naturally to another vital habit, shura, consultation.
Yes, sure. Critically important.
He consistently sought advice from his companions, even when he could have just made the decision himself, right? As leader, as prophet.
Correct. And this wasn't a sign of weakness or indecisiveness. It was a profound demonstration of wisdom and inner strength.
How so?
This practice of shura shows deep humility, a commitment to collective wisdom. It wasn't just asking for opinions casually. Shura was a foundational principle. All voices were not only heard, but actively sought out, even dissenting ones.
So it enriched the decision-making process.
Immensely. Decisions benefited from diverse perspectives, often leading to more robust creative solutions. And crucially, it empowered his followers, gave them genuine ownership, shared responsibility.
Fostering loyalty and commitment.
Even when he ultimately held the final authority. It showed that collective wisdom patiently gathered was superior to individual ego or insight alone. It built a resilient, engaged community.
So, for you listening, think about how you engage with your own community, your team, friends, family, neighborhood.
How might practicing more patient listening, consciously seeking diverse input, transform your interactions, enhance your decisions, elevate your leadership style?
It's about building bridges, fostering collaborative strength, not just issuing orders.
Exactly, building together.
Now let's talk about something that, maybe surprisingly, often gets overlooked in the hustle for success. Physical health.
Ah, yes, foundational.
Our sources really emphasize that physical health, hygiene, they weren't seen as optional extras. They were integral habits, essential foundations for a productive, purposeful, even spiritually aware life.
Deeply interwoven into his daily rhythm, his whole philosophy.
What's insightful here is the deep emphasis on cleanliness. It went beyond just looking neat.
Way beyond. Our source details practices like wudu, the ritual, washing before prayers.
Yeah.
Hands, face, mouth, nose, feet.
And using miswak, that natural toothbrush.
Yes, consistently. Alongside rigorous general personal hygiene. This wasn't just about appearance. It was profoundly linked to mental clarity, spiritual readiness, overall well-being.
How so? The connection.
Think about it. 5 times a day, a mandated ritual washing, purifying body and mind, preparing you for focused engagement. It combats lethargy, mental fog.
It makes intuitive sense.
Eh.
Physical purity, mental clarity, feeling clean, refreshed. It translates to a more focused, energized mind.
These consistent habits, multiple times a day, contribute significantly to overall well-being, creating a stable, clean, physiological foundation for everything else, spiritual, intellectual, communal activity.
Proactive step for maintaining energy.
Definitely. Then there's the profound guidance on eating, delivered so simply. The son of Adam fills no vessel worse than his stomach.
Wow, that's direct.
It is. And it's not just a diet tip. It highlights a timeless principle. Mindful consumption, avoiding excess, understanding the direct impact of diet on energy, focus, even your spiritual state.
Self-control, intuitive eating, moderation. Wisdom predating modern nutritional science by centuries.
Exactly. Eat to live, don't live to eat. Ensure your body is an asset, not a burden.
And it wasn't just about food. Physical activity, too.
Yes. The source mentions his consistent engagement in physical activities, like walking with companions.
So an active lifestyle wasn't something separate he had to schedule in, like we struggle with today.
It seems it was seamlessly integrated into his daily interactions, movements in the community, his way of life. Natural, organic, not a scheduled chore.
This prophetic emphasis on physical health,
Mm-hmm.
it feels even more critical today, doesn't it?
Absolutely. For leaders especially, facing sedentary lifestyles, long screen hours, high stress. In this AI era glued to screens, prioritizing health isn't a luxury.
It's a necessity.
A foundational necessity for sustained productivity, mental resilience, effective leadership. Without tending to your physical well-being, everything else eventually falters. Performance drops, capacity diminishes.
It's like investing in your entire operating system.
Perfect analogy.
So, for you listening, consider the foundational role your physical habits play in your mental capacity, your emotional state.
Are you giving your body the attention it needs to support your goals,
Yeah.
your ability to serve?
How might more intentionality in these basics, mindful eating, movement, hygiene, significantly boost your overall effectiveness, your clarity, your well-being?
Small changes can have big impacts here.
Okay, as we approach the end of our deep dive, let's explore a particularly fascinating aspect, the art of time.
Time discipline.
Crucial.
His days weren't just busy, they were marked by meticulous time discipline and this profound simplicity in lifestyle, which led to this almost paradoxical sense of purpose, impact, and abundance. Baraka.
Indeed. We touched on it earlier, but it's worth revisiting. The prayer times anchoring his whole schedule.
5 times a day.
These weren't just spiritual acts. They provided a non-negotiable, robust framework for the entire day. Fixed points ensuring priorities were met, giving the day rhythm, preventing time from just slipping away or getting hijacked.
A structure ensuring intentionality, a constant recalibration, kept him aligned with his core mission. And what's fascinating is how his radical simplicity and lifestyle fed directly into this clarity of focus.
Simplicity. How so?
Well, the source describes his modest, uncluttered life. Very few possessions. Think about that. Less stuff, less indulgence, less chasing external validation.
It translates to fewer distractions.
Fewer distractions, fewer anxieties about upkeep, and crucially, way more mental bandwidth for what truly matters.
In today's world of constant consumption, endless stuff, pressure to acquire more, this model of simplicity.
It acts as a powerful counter-narrative, a pathway to deeper fulfillment, maybe even freedom.
So a question for you listening. In this hyper-consumer age, how might consciously embracing simplicity, not as deprivation, but liberation, be an antidote to modern overwhelm?
It's about consciously choosing what you allow in. Possessions, yes, but also commitments, information streams, mental noise. Deliberately curating your world to reduce clutter and amplify purpose.
This leads to that profound insight. The prophet, peace be upon him, achieved this unique state, described as never idle yet never rushed.
That phrase is beautiful. Never idle, yet never rushed.
It really encapsulates a mastery of time and self, doesn't it?
It speaks to purposeful, efficient action without frantic haste. Efficacy born not from speed or frantic activity, but from deep discipline, consistent intention, inner calm.
The ultimate balance of productivity and peace.
And this brings us to a critical, overarching lesson from all this. Time is baraka.
Blessing, abundance, divine grace.
When aligned with values. This isn't just about scheduling, it's about connecting intentional time management to a deeper, almost spiritual sense of blessing, meaningful living.
When your time aligns with your core values, your purpose, It feels different.
More expansive, more productive, far more fulfilling, as if it's blessed with an extra intangible capacity, consecrated time.
So for you listening, reflect on your own schedule. Do you feel constantly rushed,
Yeah.
behind, easily distracted?
How might anchoring your day with your highest values, those non-negotiable moments, and embracing more simplicity, how might that bring more baraka, more blessing, more purpose into your precious time?
Being present and intentional, not just reactive.
That's the essence of it.
Okay, as we wrap up, let's look at how these prophetic habits offer this truly timeless framework for success, with striking parallels to what modern experts advocate.
It's incredible, isn't it? Like history repeating itself, ancient wisdom being rediscovered.
Many contemporary best practices in leadership, personal development, well-being, they really mirror principles lived out centuries ago.
Our source points out these clear modern echoes. Think about today's emphasis on morning routines,
Right, they're huge now.
often rooted in intentional focus, even spiritual grounding, not just pure productivity, acknowledging the power of setting the tone for the day.
Absolutely. And achieving real family balance, not as a chore, but a source of emotional strength, grounding, renewal. That's a recurring theme now, too.
Yet, as we discussed, it was fundamental to the prophetic model, non-negotiable.
And simplicity. Embracing simplicity, as we just explored. Now widely championed as an antidote to modern burnout, mental clutter, digital overload.
These aren't brand new ideas. They're powerful rediscoveries of ancient, proven wisdom.
The key insights from our sources really show these connections, how ancient wisdom can directly inform, powerfully address our current challenges.
It's not just history, it's a practical blueprint for navigating today's world with more purpose, more effectiveness. Reminds us that fundamental human needs, connection, purpose, balance, they're constant, regardless of technology.
And this brings us to maybe the most significant lesson for right now. In this world of infinite digital choices, relentless information, constant demands on our attention,
These prophetic habits provide a robust, proven, timeless framework.
helping us cultivate not just superficial productivity, but genuine holistic success, deep well-being, an unshakable sense of purpose.
And as AI takes over more routine tasks, these human-centric habits become our most valuable assets.
That's fascinating. How do these human-centric habits become more valuable as AI advances?
Well, think about it. As machines handle the mundane, the predictable, the data-driven, what's elevated?
The uniquely human qualities.
Exactly. Character, resilience, compassion, intentional living, capacity for deep growth. These are the very qualities cultivated through habits like the ones we've discussed. They differentiate us, anchor us, provide a deeper foundation for human flourishing, remind us of our intrinsic worth beyond just efficiency.
So for you listening, we encourage you to see these habits not necessarily just as religious obligations, unless that's your path, of course,
But as universal principles of human flourishing, cutting across cultures, belief systems, centuries.
offering a powerful time-tested roadmap for your own journey towards a more balanced, purposeful, truly successful life, built on intentional action, not just reaction.
A roadmap for navigating complexity.
What an incredible journey into prophetic habits, a timeless guide to success. We've really seen how true, holistic success isn't luck.
No, it's the direct result of consistent intentional habits across every domain. Spiritual, familial, communal, physical, temporal.
And these aren't just historical footnotes. They feel profoundly timeless, applicable right now in this fast-paced, AI-driven age, offering stability, clarity.
And this deep dive, it isn't just about information gathering. It's designed to spark transformation.
Right. About understanding how these powerful principles can be integrated, adapted into your own unique life.
Helping you navigate modern complexities with greater clarity, purpose, and hopefully enduring peace.
So as you reflect on everything we've discussed, here's a final provocative thought for you.
Which of your current daily habits truly contribute to your vision of excellence, to that richer definition of success?
And which might be subtly pulling you away, maybe without you even realizing it.
And what if you were to introduce just one prophetic habit this week? Maybe a moment of quiet reflection.
Or a small, consistent act of service at home. Or a conscious effort to listen more patiently, more deeply to someone in your community.
What impact might that one small change have, not just on your productivity, but on your overall sense of purpose, your peace, your well-being in this incredibly fast-paced world?
We really hope you leave this deep dive feeling empowered, equipped with fresh insights.
Insights to thoughtfully audit your own routines and to cultivate habits truly aligned with your deepest values. paving the way for a more balanced, purposeful, and genuinely successful life.
Thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.